Welcome to JazzHam.com. JazzHam.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We'd greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch from JazzHam.com once in a while. Today we'll be doing a review on the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak self-winding chronograph watch. This is a Royal Oak Offshore. The model number for this watch is 26470ST.OO.A099CR.01. As Audemars Piguet typically has very long model numbers. Like I said, we'll have the links to this watch in the description below. We'll be going over the dial, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial configuration I have in my hand here is the brown dial on the mega tapisserie pattern. The mega tapisserie patterning is this sort of square patterning that you see at the very background of the watch with the brown dial coloration. The AP typically makes, I think, 3 different kinds of tapisserie patterns. I think there's the mega tapisserie and petite tapisserie or large tapisserie. There's numerous different options for tapisserie patternings, but for this one we have mega tapisserie, which means that the square markers are much larger on the background versus as you go down into the tapisserie patternings, they get smaller and smaller, and in some cases they have a different sort of bordering for the face of the watch. Besides that, this one is on a brown dial. Arabic numerals from the 1, 2, 4, 5. Of course, some of them cut off. The 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 6 o'clock position ones cut off, as this is a chronograph watch. The elapsed times are at 12 hours at the 6 o'clock, 30 minutes at the 9 o'clock, and you have your actual seconds hand at the 12 o'clock position. What I mean by actual seconds hand is that you'll see this seconds hand here at the 12 o'clock position that's just sort of not moving. That's actually controlled by the chronograph pushers here at the 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock positions for tracking elapsed time. So the actual seconds that tick down on the watch are located at that 12 o'clock position second subdial. Besides that, the subdials are nicely toned in a blue, matching with the outer sort of outer wall of the watch that has the tachometer scale on the outer edge, and that same blue pattern, same blue coloration. The white is a nice touch on the blue as it helps pop from the face of the watch, so it makes it much easier to read. But of course, if you don't like this coloration that I have in my hand here, the brown with the blue subdials, actually AP makes this watch in 2 other ways. The other way is you can actually have an all blue dial, and the other way is actually just a complete reverse of what you see for the dial face only. So you could have brown subdials with a blue dial and a blue outer ring on towards the sort of re-hot section of the of this AP watch. But besides that, the hour markers themselves and the hour hand and the minute hand are all luminous, so they do glow in the dark for up to 8 hours. And I actually can show you how that looks. So give me 1 second to charge that luminosity here, and shut off my light box. And there we are. Just need to focus a little bit, and there we are. The luminosity may look blue in the video, but the luminosity is actually your standard green luminosity for the face of the watch. So it makes this watch easily read at night as it would be during the day. The 12 o'clock position one, I'm going to tilt it to the side here a little bit. Actually, there is an actual indency marker at the 12 o'clock position, so you'll actually be able to see that small little marker for helping of landmarking of the watch to read it easily as well, so it's not just completely empty there at the top. All right, besides that, date went out the 3 o'clock position next to the AP, the Audemars Piguet name. Typically Rolex, what they do is they have the Cyclops lens on top of the sapphire crystal, for which magnifies the date. But for AP watches, it's actually in the dial itself. You can see that sort of depth to it that has that magnification inside. So you have this very nice smooth crystal. Alright, moving on to the bezel now. The bezel is nicely brush finished in conjunction with the case. You can see that nice brush finishing matching with the vertical brushing. Hexagonal screws, of course, as typical of AP watches. You have 4 screws on each side, so 8 screws in total, nicely high polished to add a nice little shine to the bezel of the watch itself. So it's just not all completely high polished. So it's a nice usage of, you know, complementing the two sort of shades of polish. And then on the side edge of the bezel, you have a nice high polish throughout the whole side edge. You can see that it goes all throughout. Alright, moving on to the case now. The case size of this watch, you're looking at a 42mm case size. So from my index finger to my thumb here, that's 42mm in diameter. The height of the watch itself, you're looking at a 14.5mm thickness. So it will fit a little bit high off the wrist. But one thing that AP does that I do like about these cases is that they actually taper the lugs at a 45-degree angle, so it doesn't look overwhelming when you have this watch in your wrist, as it is a you know, fairly large watch, 42mm, 14mm thick. The sort of tapering of that of those lugs going at a 45-degree angle actually bring the watch into a nice proportional view that doesn't look so overbearing. Also like to mention the nice chamfers on the sides of the lugs, matching on the sides of the case. You can see a very beautiful high polished chamfers on the side that gives the watch just a nice little elegance to it, and the sort of eye line just sort of matches up with that bezel with the high polish on there. So you can see sort of like this window of high polish that centers the face of the watch very nicely, and a nice shine. On the side of the case, at the 3 o'clock position, we have for your typical crown located here. The AP has the AP logo on the crown itself here. The chronograph pusher at the 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock position. I'll go ahead and show you the crown functions by unwinding this crown counterclockwise as shown. And then in the standard position is where you can wind the watch. Putting the crown out to the next position will allow you to adjust the date, but I have the hand blocking there, so I'm going to move that hand out of the way, and there we are. You can see a very quick, easy adjustment of the date as needed. It only goes forward, so just going clockwise will adjust it. I'm going to go ahead and adjust it to the 29th because that's today, or rather the date of when I started this video. Pulling the crown out to the next position will allow you to adjust the hands bidirectionally. You can see, very easy to set. It will also stop the second hand on the second sub-dial at the 12 o'clock position for precise time setting. So you can set your watch down to the exact second, such as doing an atomic clock online. You can set it precisely. And then pressing the crown back in will start that second hand once more. As you see, it's already starting to tick again. And always make sure to screw the crown nice and tight in against the case. For this AP watch, you're looking at 100 meters or 330 feet for the water resistance when the crown is fully in against the case. For the chrono pushers at the 2 and 4 o'clock position, your standard chronograph features, so pressing the 2 o'clock position chronograph pusher will start that central seconds hand. You can see it's already ticking down. You cannot reset it while it's going. That is not a feature on this chronograph. You have to actually stop it and then hit the 4 o'clock pusher to reset it once more. So once again, it's 2 o'clock to start, 2 o'clock again to stop, 4 o'clock to reset. And that resetting will reset the elapsed time sub-dials at the 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. So a 12-hour elapsed time and a 30-minute elapsed time. Alright, moving on to the strap now. So the strap, very beautiful brown alligator strap. It nicely sectioned off square patterning. You can kind of see that it forms these little rectangular squares. The sort of tailoring on these side edges of the strap itself is in a nice blue, so it sort of keeps that same coloration of the blue dial, rather the blue sub-dials and the sort of blue outer borderation with that brown onto the strap itself. So we have the blue patterning on the side edges of the strap, on the stitches. I'll show you the other side as well. And then for the blue style dial and brown sub dials is actually a different patternation where it's a blue strap with white stitches instead, which it's typically the case with the color blue because the white works so well with it, as you can see in the sub dials. So that's something to keep in mind if you're not interested in having this blue stitching with brown leather. But besides that, you know, standard tank style buckle. You can see it has the AP name, nice brush finish on it. And this is in a stainless steel. All right, moving on to the back of the case now. Just want to so this is the back of the case. A very beautiful oscillator right here. This is the AP oscillator, with has the AP coat of arms, which I believe is this little horse holding a sword, I believe. And then it has a little sort of rook towering on the left with the doves and stars. So two different coat of arms. I think one is for Audemars and the other one's for Piguet. Two different names. But yeah, so that's the oscillator there. You can see that's what keeps your watch going as you have it on your wrist, and you know the inertia of the movements on your wrist. You can kind of see it moves when I shake it. But you know that does full rotations when it's on your wrist and you're going about your day, and it keeps your watch, keeps your watch wound up and keeps it going. For the specific power reserve of that, you're looking at a 50-hour power reserve on this watch, meaning you can put this watch on a Friday evening, pick it back up on the Sunday afternoon, and it'll be keeping time, or rather Sunday afternoon it'll be keeping time just fine. And that's only if you leave the watch just laying down. You decide, hey, I don't feel like wearing it today, or wearing it for the weekend, and you just place it down. But otherwise, as long as you keep the watch on your wrist and you keep moving, the watch will continue to work. The caliber movement of this watch is a 3126 movement, one of Audemars Piguet's standard movements for chronograph watches. Has 59 different jewels and 365 different parts. Once again, as I said, has the features of the chronograph features, just the hour, minute, and usage of the subdials and instantaneous changing of the date as well. So it's a pretty reliable movement overall. Power reserve is pretty standard, about 50 hours. Just to give you an idea, Rolex's previous generation models was around 48 hours. So a little bit of 2 hour difference, not too much, but there are some newer ones with larger power reserves. But that's something to keep in mind if you plan on putting a watch down, or if you have a watch winder, it probably doesn't matter to you at all, because you could just slap it on a watch winder and keep it wound for its lifetime. All right, let me go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist now. So there is the watch on the wrist. As you can see, very unique coloration. I love the usage of the brown and blue. The sort of using the white coloration for the Arabic numerals and the indices on the blue itself makes it pop much more nicely and makes it clear to read as well. Once again, I mentioned that 45-degree angle slants from the lugs actually makes the watch look completely in proportion. It doesn't look that overwhelming on my wrist. I have a 7-inch wrist. That's average man sized wrist, average sized wrist for a man. You can see brown leather strap with the sort of hint of blue. Looks good. It looks very good. Once again, like I said, very unique. You don't really see this coloration too often with blue and brown together. And there's the AP logo on the buckle itself. And let me show you a side profile view of that. You can see it does set a little bit high off the wrist, but it still looks even gorgeous from the side as well. You can see the usage of the high polish on the chamfers and on the side of the bezels. Okay, so if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website, jazz7.com. We have the lowest prices guaranteed. And if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.